Okay. Woo! Okay, I got the wrong camera, guys. Hold on, let me switch my cameras. None of my cameras were showing up. Okay, that's too dark. And this one, that's too red. All right, it is what it is. All right, we're gonna rock with this camera today. Okay, everybody, I'm sorry I'm late. I am a mom, and of course, my child last minute called me. Football practice was canceled today, and so he decided to hang out with his friends and then call me to come pick him up. I'm like, this is an odd time you're getting out. Oh, practice was canceled. That part. All right. I don't even know. Can y'all hear me? Who's in the place? Who is here? I don't know. Am I live streaming? Okay. Okay, I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Okay, guys. Woosah. Woosah. All right, let me get all my banners up. I literally just sat down. I'm hot and sweaty. I just came in the house. Let me put up the correct topic for today's show and the date. Today's the 15th, and it is homeschool update. Homeschool update, September 2021. All right. And it's not Saturday, it's Friday. Thank you guys for hanging with me while I get all this stuff done. Okay, save, and this should start showing properly. All right. All right. What? Oh, I'm glad I didn't have all my unmentionables back there. Sometimes I just take off my bra and just throw it up on the back. Okay, guys. So when you come on in, let us know where you're coming from, what city, state, country, hemisphere, wherever you are. Just let us know. This is how we build our tribe. Hold on. I don't know what camera I'm looking at. Hold on. Okay, this is the right camera. All right. All right, guys. So today I am talking about my homeschool update for September, although it is October 15th. But that's okay because I'm here. Yeah, as you guys come in, what's up, Hummingbird? Oh, IG, I didn't let them know that we're live. Everybody should just come on in. Yeah, so let us know where you guys are from. If you don't know me, I am Niki with that Homeschool Live, where I give you real, honest, and practical homeschooling information, motivation, tutorials, advice, you name it. Okay, this is your stop to get your homeschool fix and then go on about your life. So today I'm going to give you a little piece of my life, very honestly, as much as I can. Okay. What's up, Lachey from Michigan in the house. Divinely Planted from North Carolina. I got a lot of family from North Carolina. Leanna from California. We have another California. I live in Southern California. I see some new names in here. If you are new, welcome very much. Thank you for stopping by. Okay. So today, let me just jump right into it because I'm talking about our update, and then I'll do a quick Q&A afterward, okay? I say it all the time, and I lie. I say this is going to be a brief show, and then it turns out to be an hour and a half show, but not tonight because my son's home, and I want to just spend some time with him because usually at this time, he's playing football. All right, so homeschool. Where are my notes? My notes. Oh, I can't get to my notes. All right, I'm going to try to wing it. All right, let me start with me. Now, this is October, and as I've told you guys before in my last September or October live of 2020, October is kind of the witching period for homeschool, for lots of homeschoolers, because, hold on, let me get comfortable here. Okay. Like I took my back. I'm trying to make changes, guys. I'm just in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff. That's why. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to be talking about October is the witching hour, which means. Oh, shoot. Okay. Which means that things get kind of scary. Things get kind of uncertain. Um, those of you who remember the Ghetto Boys, My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, that starts to happen. Hence, part of my topic, which was Jedi Mind Tricks, play or get played, also known as my homeschool update for September. Now, why I'm saying this is, so during this time, we're looking at, okay, is what we're using working? Number one, okay. Number two, if it is working, boom, good. If not, okay, how much more time do we want to devote to this before we try something else or just shelve this all together? Okay, I did that for logic for this month. Okay, and I'm gonna get to that. October is also a time where um, if your child is taking classes, extracurriculars, like online classes or classes, if they're outsourced, whether it's in person or online, if they're doing classes, extracurriculars, whatever other obligation they have outside of the house, now they're kind of in full swing, right? They're doing all their stuff, and you're just now really starting to gel with your routine, okay? And or if your routine, if you never had one and things are still kind of chaotic, that's when you start to feel the burden of everything that you're doing. And then don't even add in the fact of, kids, sick people in your life, everything that's going on in the world, all of that. All of that, comes into play. Also, you have to look at now the days are shorter, right? So at 5 o'clock, it's getting dark, and that can play on your mood and the temperament. So all of those things come into play for October. So October is that witching month, having nothing to do with Halloween. It's just that there's a change. The season is changing. Things are probably changing in your household, hopefully for good. And you want to decide if we're on the right track. We are determined to stay on the right track, okay? And if you're not on the right track, be determined to align to get on the right track. Now, for me, okay, so let me just start with a win, okay? I like to, and I haven't done this in a while. Hold on, let me spray some smell goods. Y'all remember this perfume back in the day? It was the green one, was the Cabotin. Oh my God, that was my favorite perfume in high school. Anyway, I just needed some smell goods. So for us, okay. So let me just start with a win. Now, y'all know how I feel about the public school system. And, it can work for some people if need be. For me, I felt that it wasn't a place for my children, okay? But my son, who is 15, is a ninth grader in public high school. So I had to really grapple with that, because as your children, especially moms that have sons, as your sons are entering that young man, that young warrior phase of their life that hopefully they stay in forever, you have to step back and let them start making decisions for themselves. Those life lessons, whether son or daughter, but we have to start, cheese grating the umbilical cord, not a total cut off, but just just take the little cheese grater, just shave it down a little bit by little bit, and let them experience their independence. Let them be their own alchemist and be in the world. And so you're that sage on the stage, as they say, or the guide on the side. So as they're in this world, you're just on their shoulder, just giving some guidance. Okay. That's exactly where we are in this situation. My son is loving it. As you see, he wanted to stay at the school and hang out with his friends. So I love that he has such a large social circle, not real large, but just nice and intact. And, I'm always on his IG account. As a matter of fact, I'm always logged in to his IG account. So any time, that's why my phone is always going off, because the messages that he gets. But every now and then I go check in on the people who are always, I go check on their accounts, just kind of see, the people around him. But so he's in that space. So I said that in the summer that we would leave public school at the end of football season, which is in 2 weeks. And then we would go back to homeschool. So my son and I had a talk about that last week, and I asked him how he felt about everything, and it was his choice and his choice alone, although we made the choice together back in the summertime. But now that he's in it, he feels he has more information to make a decision solo. And I had to step back and accept his position, right? So he wants to make it through to the semester, to the end of the semester. So we're doing, inch by inch. We might not get to the end of the semester, or we might get to the end of the semester, and then we have, the next semester, and then with the stuff that they're trying to mandate in California, that might determine whether he goes back to school or not. So it's a whole nother issue, whole nother pie. Let me hold on, guys. I forgot to put the comments up there. You guys took the time to comment. I forgot to put the comments up. So let me get through all of our hellos, our shout outs. Steph from Texas. That's right. Another fellow Texan. Rachel from South Carolina. Malithia. Hey, Malithia. I remember you from the last live. From my other fellow H-Towner. Okay. So let's finish with the update. So that's for my high school student. Now check this out. Okay, so I'm looking at all the things that they're using the curriculum in school, and his school is pretty competitive school, but I'm looking at their stuff and I'm like, oh, you're gonna have it easier, baby. For all of you guys who homeschool, if you put a little effort into it, I'm telling you, if you just have your child, not just if, but if you have your child reading quality literature books, they're going to breeze through English. I don't care if it's AP English, if it's honors English, or if it's regular English. They're going to have so much embedded in them to hang if they decided to go to public high school. Trust me on that. Throw in the grammar parts, and I'm gonna make a video about that, because I saw some things while him being at school. I'm like, oh my God, I totally have to make some videos on this to share with homeschoolers who are thinking, I don't know if I want to homeschool high school, or I do want to homeschool high school, but I'm not sure what that looks like. I'm gonna show you, depending on what you want to do with your homeschooler, you're probably doing way more than your public school. I don't care if your public school is a 1 or a 10. Some aspects, you're really going to shine. He's doing Spanish, and so we're doing Spanish at home. So we're kind of doing it all together. So I'm kind of taking some things that they're doing at the school and still incorporating that, because oh my gosh. Okay, so let me get into it. Okay, so let me just go through the subjects. All right, so for my 9th grader, he's in public school, and there you go. Now for my 7th grader, he's doing Singapore Math 6A. Okay, we also are doing an online math class, and I'm not going to share it because the kids have their information, and I don't want y'all trying to join the class and then try to find out where my son is. But this teacher, if I do make a private group, I will share it. The teacher is amazing, and even though he doesn't teach Singapore way, it doesn't matter. It actually coexists. You guys know I love to blend curriculum, and so the teacher gives just enough that it complements Singapore. Okay, because Singapore, he's the son that's like, do I really need to do all this, Mom? He's the minimum get it done for math, especially. So it seems like overkill. We'll probably finish with Singapore for the semester and then just go with the other guy for the rest, because even though I do a lot with the kids, mathematically, they are really, really sound. Sometimes I just kind of overdo it. And I'm seeing it now with my middle son. So, oh, you really do know this. But I was always of the school of, but do you really know this? Will you know this 6 months from now? Will you know this 1 week from now? So I always just reinforce. But have faith in your babies, unless they have short working memory. I do have a video coming up on how to do games and activities to increase your child's working memory. And working memory real quickly is where, say they were doing a problem in class, 5 times 5 equals 25, and they wrote down the steps. Maybe they did like, let's say 25 times 5, and they did like little number bonds where they break it up, 20 plus 5 times 5. They just did it. And then if I asked them like 2 seconds later to explain how they got that, oh, let me see. But they just did it. They don't have an understanding of it. Not that they can't grasp it. They like, because they're not smart enough or anything like that. It's just because that information went in and can only be stored for 2 seconds and then it's out. Okay, so just think of it as like mommy brain for kids, like working memory, or just mommy brain for people who have a small working memory. Okay, so but anyway, so watching in the class, him having another teacher, it's really good to see how your children change or adapt when they have a different teacher in front of them, or when they're being taught just in a different way. So I really, really like that. The teacher is a Black male. He's so exciting. He tells jokes. The kids are laughing in class. So for him, that's a win, because some of when you start homeschooling middle school and up, the pool of homeschoolers, it gets smaller, especially in high school. And I'm in a homeschooling hub over here. I mean, you just trip over homeschoolers, but it gets smaller and it gets smaller. And then if you want a homeschooler that maybe you want a girl because you have a daughter, or a boy because you have a son, and then you want them kind of around the same age group, your pickings get smaller. So keep that in mind. And hold on, just so this is also because I can't reach my notes, but I know I want to tell you this. One thing for those of you who have younger kids that I want you to start thinking about for older. Okay, I have my note. I'm going to get back to that. So that's for math for 7th grade. Still rocking with Singapore. And the reason why I went to Singapore 6 instead of Singapore 7, because number one, okay, Singapore has the primary mathematics, and then they have dimensions. They got more, but just take those two. And after you do primary mathematics, you transition into the dimensions. Okay, those 2 books get you through those 3 books get you through middle school, and then it prepares you to go directly into algebra 1 after the last book. So I didn't want to start him in the middle book of that 3-part series. So I said, we'll just start with 6, because as you know, with Singapore math, as with Beast Academy, the concepts get very complex, that you're actually covering skills that are 1 to 2, sometimes 3 grade levels above what the book is in front of you. Okay, that's why those are the 2 most challenging curricula on the market. So okay, so that's why we did 6. Okay, remember, this is the child that when he was in 4th grade, we had to spend 4 months on fractions, because his working memory was like that. And then when I realized that, and I started incorporating games and then moving at his pace, he caught up. So he's in 7th grade, but really he can do 8th grade work if he wanted to. He ain't having it. But I'm just saying, doesn't matter where your child is, and it's not a race. If you just go at their timetable, no matter how long you have to spend on a concept, the next concept, it might take them 2 weeks or 1 week or a month. You never know. But not everything is going to be long drawn out. Every time you teach something, you're going to have ebbs and flows. So just keep that in mind, and don't think we have to cover 10 concepts, 5 each semester. Okay, just teach the child in front of you. All right. English, writing and rhetoric. Oh, okay, I'm all over the place. Okay, one reason why I'm so excited. Sometimes when the truth is right in front of you, when you play Jedi mind tricks on yourself, you are playing yourself. So when I do my curriculum reviews, I'm sidebarring, but it's gonna make sense. So when I do curriculum reviews, I'm taking the curriculum that my kids use. So and I never really like to do that, because it's their personal work, and then sometimes I have to worry about is their last name on it, or do they write a little note saying, "Mom, I hate school." See how kids be writing like little help messages, "Help, get me off this page," or whatever. So but that's them. So I say, I don't want to just buy a curriculum. And I'm like, girl, you own a business and it's about homeschool. Make that a business write-off. So I was like, oh, duh. And I did that, I think, last year, once or twice. I have so much going on in my brain. So once, and I'm on keto. So the brain fog has cleared, although it doesn't seem like it. So with that, I got a shipment of rainbow resource that came in today. Another reason why I was late getting on here. Not this one. And more on the way. And I just bought so many things to do curriculum reviews on, where I can just flip through and not have to look and see there's something that I can't share. I mean, this is just like the first batch. So we are going to go in town. Like, now that I have a fresh slate, I can really show you how I use it, how I break it up. I can manipulate it and everything, not worrying about my kids' stuff in here. Okay. So yeah, so I got a whole bunch of math stuff. I got writing and rhetoric, all the way up to book 12. Rainbow Rainbow resource, where I buy a lot of my curriculum. They're moving very slowly, but they are moving. So anyway, okay. So for English, we are on book 6 for my 7th grader. We could have been on book 7, but book 6, which is the commonplace. Y'all see that with the glare? Okay. That's you really start to hone your 6-paragraph essays. Because one of my kids are taking an online class. Now, this is okay. So this is part of my Jedi mind trick. I'm tired, y'all. I really am. I only have 3 kids. And I'm like, you know what? My favorite subjects to teach are history and literature. Everything else, I really want to be hands off now, especially now that my kids are older. My 5th grader, he's basically doing almost 6th grade stuff. So I don't really need to be hands on for a lot of stuff. Okay. So I've been putting them in either short online classes or subscription classes where you pay weekly. There's no commitment to a full semester course, which I really, really like. So you're not tied to a big chunk of money for a long period of time. So we're doing that for English and for math. Now for English, they are doing more of a creative writing class, because for those of you who are using writing and rhetoric, my absolute favorite writing curriculum, they really choose the topics for you to write. Okay. So if I had one major gripe, is that the children don't have as much freedom to, well, it's just different. It's so solid, but it's really easy to swap out topics, like for your essays to write about. And because I wanted my kids just to have a balance between academic writing and creative writing, I have them in a creative writing class. It's a subscription class. I think I pay $6 per student every week, and they love the class. So that's something to think about. If you're teaching a subject you don't want to teach, it's harder for you to teach or prepare for, or you just, at this time in your life, you just need to divert your resources elsewhere. I need to make a list of teachers I've used on OutSchool. Teachers, I think someone had mentioned that a while back, and we should just make like a little teachers I've used on OutSchool. Yeah, a little Yelp review thing for the teachers on OutSchool. And then that way you can, maybe for a month, for a semester, week to week, you can just, get the help that you need. So for English, 6, because they've been doing creative writing. They started the class during the summer and they really like it. So we just been going a little bit slowly with the English. All right. So that's English, math. Science. I'm struggling with science. This is the witching hour part. I've always struggled with foreign language and science. Y'all know that. Ever since California kind of shut down, my kids used to go to a science center and a science program, and it was amazing, and all that shut down and it's not come back. Hey, Kamika. No, you're not late. When you're here, and you're not missing anything. I was rambling a lot. Hey, love, Katesh. I'm also late, and we live in Ohio. Hello, land of the Buckeyes. I wonder if it's getting cold out there in Ohio. It was cold last week, and it actually rained, which was rare out here. And now today it was like in the 80s, and it's supposed to be in the 80s this weekend. So I think that's why my son got sick. Yeah, then my kids, that's another thing with the witching hour, changes in the season. So now you got a lot of sick kids, and it keeps going from kid to spouse to you. And so that's part of, where you feel like your head is about to explode. All right, so for my 7th grader, English and math, we have our textbooks, and we are using supplements online, the online class. Okay. Science, I am still struggling with science. I really wanted to find a class, like a real hands-on class for them to do lab, and I have not been able to do that. So I've been cobbling my own resources for biology. So the 2 boys are doing biology. And so what we're just doing, I wish male chemistry had a male biology version. Hey, dear Jessica, are you in here? She always has a lot of great resources. I need, if any of you are familiar with male chemistry, I did a video on them, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a subscription box that you get every month, and the experiments are amazing. Oh my gosh, they are very high quality, high level experiments. If they had that for biology, I would love that. So right now I'm using, I'm cobbling between RSO, which is Real Science Odyssey, and which is too much like an encyclopedia, but it's a lot of solid stuff. But I needed to balance it off with more living books. So I found a site that has a list of biology living books. And so we just kind of been cobbling. So what I did, I took the unit topics for biology. And then within the unit topics, I went to the living books, and then I have Janice Cleave's book of biology experiments. So I'm using those 3. Okay, RSO biology, Janet Cleaves for the actual experiments, and then the living books. Okay, I have a book list of the biology books, things like Basher biology. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank, because Bash is what we just looked at recently. And so that's how we're cobbling it. And we're doing biology because my son is doing biology in high school. And so I thought it would be good to keep it all the same, so he could kind of lend some of his expertise or whatever with his brothers. Just I like kind of having everyone doing the same language, if you will. I don't want to do chemistry for one child, biology for another child. It gets to be too confusing and too frustrating and too much. Hey, I'm seeing a lot of new faces in here. Hello. Ivory American. Hello. She's from Toledo. Happy Friday to you, my dear. Ivory, there is another Hawaii. How do you guys call yourselves? Ohioans? There's another Ohioan. Love Katesh. So you guys might want to, try to reach out to each other and build your tribe of homeschoolers. Divinely Planted says, unfortunately, I have to catch the replay. My little ones want me to read to them. Y'all have a good evening. Oh, of course, go read to your babies. Go love on them. It's Friday. Catch the replay. I'm long-winded. I might have to pre-record this one again, just so people can just get the information and then get on with their lives. So, okay, so let me move on. Okay, logic. Yeah, I told him just grab the books. They're fun books just to read, but I was like, just read it without me, and then we'll just talk about it. So I haven't really set like a curriculum plan for that. So I'll figure something out at the end of October. October, September, August. I started off in August with good intentions, and the good intentions is right there in the corner on the floor collecting dust with probably a silverfish nearby. Don't know. We're not doing logic right now. Reading. Oh, reading's going really well. We finished up Things Fall Apart. Chinua, I forget his name. Things Fall Apart. And so I told him that what we're going to do, we'll do our novel with the novel study guide, with just where you're writing questions, comprehension questions, and then we'll follow it up with a lighter book with no study guide, but just verbal, going back and forth, and then we'll pick it up with a heavier guide, okay, a heavier book, a meatier book. So he just finished Gulliver's Travels. We're gonna watch Gulliver Travels with Jack Black. They love Jack Black. And then tomorrow we're gonna watch one of the original films from 1939, just so we can compare the two movies. Okay, so I think that's it. Writing and rhetoric. So if I forgot something, let me know. I'll come back to that. For my 5th grader, we just finished up, well, not just finished up, for reading Holes by Cynthia Lord. He absolutely loved that book. And I think he's going, I don't know what he's going to read. He hasn't decided yet. Number one, we're reading so much just from our history curriculum, which is Book Shark. So we've read Wild Orchid, Leland Courage, Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. So we've done a lot of reading, which, I said before, our unit study, our literature study guides would probably be maybe 3 times a semester, just because we have a lot of reading in our other curriculum. Let's see, writing and rhetoric. Remember, we skipped book 4. He's in book 5, and I should have brought the books up. And so that's going along fine. I do have some adaptations for book 5, like I did for book 3 with the outlines. I have another supplement for book 5, things that I think that writing and rhetoric could really, it's not part of their philosophy, but I think can really help shore up some things for kids with their writing. So and they're doing their creative writing together in class, and they're having so much fun. They're really learning all the, the components of writing. Writing is abstract. When you take out when you take out the intangibles, the abstractness, you can find like a common language. I like to do it with the writing traits, and that really helps to let them know what poor, okay, and well or great writing looks like. So more on that later. That's a video in and of itself where we can talk about writing and breaking that down and how to teach that. Math, Singapore 4, and again, well, Singapore 4, Singapore 5. Remember, we were in Beast Academy for about 2 years, so I kind of wanted him to kind of just get reintroduced like slowly back into Singapore. So we'll probably just, and the reason why I said 4 and 5, because some topics in 4 we don't do, but we can do in 5. Like the beginning of the book, it talks about millions in 4, but in Singapore 5 it talks about billions. So we just do billions. So you can go back and forth like that. It's all how you chop up the curriculum. You chop it up any way you want to, season it up any way you want to. Okay, I'm trying to get through all this so I can get to the other stuff. So that's curriculum. If you guys have any questions about curriculum, we didn't do logic. Science is coming along at a very slow, sluggish pace. Just because I'm just kind of doing it on the fly. I do have a bigger picture of how we are going to cover these topics, but it's just more work for me to have to kind of like put it all together. And I really wish someone else would do it. So that kind of adds a little bit to my, just my little stress level, because, I teach homeschool all day, and then, I do homeschool with you guys, and then I do homeschool off on the side for my business. So sometimes mama just wants to talk about something else. So, I'm planning Sunday night. So sometimes I just want to have something else that's not involved with math, reading, all that stuff. So, I know y'all feel me on that sometimes. Muna, hey Muna, would you recommend for the short-term memory and attention deficiency child? What would you recommend? Well, it depends on what you're wanting to do. So I start with changing your mindset. This is really, really key. Hold that thought. Let me finish this last part, and then I'm going to take these questions. So let me put ADHD, HD. Okay, Rex. Okay, so I think that's it for curriculum for the kids. The boys had a tournament, a karate tournament. My oldest one, little bragging here. In his kata forms, he got first place, 3rd year in a row, first place. Very proud of him. Sparring, he had some competition, but he got 2nd place. He did really well. And this is, my son, my oldest one, he's a blue belt. And he's been a blue belt for a long time because he's always in sports. So he never has the chance to do karate like 4 times a week. He only does it maybe once a week. So he's missed testing so many times. So he should be like almost a brown belt. But because he's just doing he's doing sports, he just never has a chance to, progress, as fast as he would like to. So I was really happy that he was able to do that and still put enough energy in it to want to, do very, very well, because he's not really in karate as much as he is in other sports. So, and then piano, my oldest one not doing piano because school, that's the thing about public school, especially if your child plays sports or band or extracurriculars, it eats up so much of their time. You don't get to see your kids as much. And if there are other things you want them to work on, you're cramming it in on the weekends, So I'll be glad when football season is over, so I can kind of have my family back, and he can kind of rediscover some of his interests, like piano, that he's done for years. All right, so I'll leave it at that. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure there are some updates. The Jedi mind trick is really, because it's the witching month, you want to trick yourself that things are going well. Even if it's looking bumpy, overall, things are going well. It might just be bumpy and choppy right here in the middle, but here is smooth sailing. So you have to Jedi mind trick yourself, or you're going to play yourself, and you'll just spiral and have a miserable semester, right? So we just want to, Jedi mind trick. We had a bad day. Oh, tomorrow's a new day. Like when you're dieting and you start cheating, you shouldn't be eating that Chick-fil-A sandwich. Well, if you ate that Chick-fil-A sandwich at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just change your mindset. Don't say, oh, the whole day is ruined. Say, no. Okay, at 4 o'clock, it starts the 24-hour clock. So from 4 o'clock this day until 4 o'clock the next day, that's 24 hours. Dude, I'm golden. I start right now. So it's almost like looking at the glass half full instead of half empty. So if you're feeling like you're overwhelmed, or, nothing's really quite firing on all cylinders with your kids, oh, that was an earthquake, or your the curriculum, or if you don't use curriculum, however you're teaching your children, if you don't feel like it's just working, take a day and reset. I'm serious. Take a day and say, hey, you guys, either read or let's watch some movies. Let's go out to the park. Let's just do something different. Just shock them. Do something totally different, and then just reset and plan out something slowly and gently, almost like the first day of school again. Just ease back into it again, especially if it's been really, really rocky. Okay. Now listen, you need to do your work too, because if you're spinning your wheels, you need to ask yourself, am I kind of organized? Do I have a planner? Do I at least write down what, I would like for them to do this week? Oh, shoot, I have something due today. Damn it. Okay. Look, I need to follow my own advice. What can I do to make me more efficient? Okay. So my inefficiencies, my unorganized self doesn't seep into the homeschool life. Okay. So sometimes it's on you. Like when I'm pointing the finger at you, I got 3 of them pointing back at me. Okay. When I have my failures during the week, I had 2 failures this week. I just told you I didn't read the emails that the teacher sent from their out school class, and I didn't print anything out. And so my kids in class, Mom, where's my worksheet? Mom, what worksheet? And the teacher said, I said, oh damn, let me go over and get it. So, and the printer was offline. I was like, oh Lord, now he's gonna be late getting it. So I know I check all correspondence before I go to bed for that very reason. The teacher had sent out a late email. And so, but I wasn't on my game. So that was my fault. So we had a rocky start in the morning. So some of those things are easy fixes. If it's a little bit deeper than that, that's when you need to pull back and recalculate what's going on in your life, right? And get that in order. Maybe your house is a junky mess. You can't find nothing. You have curriculum all over the house, under the bed, in the garage. You're always looking for your teacher book or looking for the reading novel. You just got stuff all over the place. So every day you're scrambling. So things like that, that's when you reset and then get your house figuratively and literally in order. All right, now let me move on really quickly. Okay, let me answer these questions. Sports okay, so here's my other update. Now, listen, with my oldest son, I watch everything. I ear hustle. And believe me, we're going to have a talk, a live, where I'm going to talk about the things I've heard, what I've learned, and how we can twist it and manipulate it. But one thing I noticed about the kids who are being successful at school is having some kind of built-in tribe going into school, right? And it doesn't have to be public school. It can just be anything where your child is going to be a part of a group. Now, I found that even if your child does not play a sport, if you are contemplating homeschooling middle school and high school, this is part of my September homeschool update. My two youngest kids are taking a PE class. Okay, they're doing volleyball right now. It's a PE class, and my son was like, "Why we gotta do volleyball?" That they think of volleyball as a girls' sport because they've seen we have like a lot of Olympians, beach volleyball Olympians that play out here down the street from us. So, and they see some guys, but it's always the women, and they're gorgeous and they're tall, they're goddesses. So they've always equated volleyball with that. So, and I used to play volleyball, but I was like, just try it out. You might like it. And sure enough, they tried it out. They love it. We bought volleyballs and they practice. Even if you think your child has 2 left feet, is an introvert, no coordination, whatever, I would have them try at least one kind of sport. Here's why. When they start getting into middle school, definitely high school, as that pool of people gets smaller, it gets smaller. You don't have, here's the ugly truth about homeschooling high school in particular, you don't have as many children doing it, okay? You just don't. And the smaller pool that you have, you're hoping you have, if your child's a freshman, you're hoping there are a couple of freshmen. Or if your child's a senior, you're hoping some of those kids are seniors, because that senior homeschooler and that freshman homeschooler, it ain't gonna work, okay? So you need, people kind of in those grade ranges. Yeah, we know we like to mix the age ranges and groups like that, but high school is still a different kind of animal. It's a lot of growth stuff going on. So if you can have, kids closer in age, then, the better, right? So it's because they're talking, they're exploring, they're trying to figure out the world, okay? So a freshman is just going to be on a different level than a senior. What I found, because there are 4 other families that I know of who are at my son's school, is that being able to play a sport will help keep that, and this kind of makes sense, right? Will help keep them engaged with their peer group and, continue those socialization. I hate saying socialization skills, but just human interaction in a non-contrived environment. What do I mean by that? If you have to drive your 10th grader over to his or her friend's house all the time, that's kind of contrived. You're planning it, right? Like, Okay, what time? Okay, something that's just organic where you they're just doing things on their own. It's kind of what you want versus them being in someone's house. You want them doing different things, out at the mall or at a Dave and Buster's or at the park or wherever kids go to just hang out. That's outside of your house, right? Because kids act differently when they're in your home versus when they're out in the community. So if you have them doing some kind of sport, they can continue that. That was my problem with my son. For football, they basically outlaw organized football after basically 8th grade. Okay, so there's no private football leagues like you have, your travel baseball leagues, travel basketball, AAU, and soccer. There's not that for football. Otherwise, we would have been homeschooling. So if your child is interested in any other sport besides football in California, get them into some other kinds of sport and start having them make or find their tribe, just something that they could just meet other teens, because they're two moms and they have varsity football sons and freshmen. So I've been talking to them, and two of them were homeschoolers. That was their biggest issue, was that one of them, did a really obscure sport, not obscure, rugby's not obscure, but it just wasn't, it just wasn't. Put them in something now. If you got a 5th grader, 6th grader, 7th grader, find out, see what they might like, what they might be good in, and don't have any preconceived notions, okay? Like my sons had about volleyball. Now they love it. There are more sports than football, basketball, and baseball, okay? And track. You have so many other kinds of sports. Wrestling. You got lacrosse, rugby. And then for track, you have your field events, right? So if your child is just really an introvert, individual sports, swimming, golf, track, just to where they're around other people and they start hearing conversations. That's how they broaden their experiences, because now they're being exposed to stuff, but it's still in an organized fashion, right? With some supervision. So, and I saw that when my son was at school, because they had like a sports camp for the summer before school started. And one of the moms said she wished that her son had done that, because he would have just been able to have like talking points or things to just points of conversation starters to have. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to have another video where how to prepare for high school. Okay. Just things to do. Actually, I'll probably call it things I wish I'd known before starting high school or middle school. Okay. So, so if you have any other questions about that, oh, hold on. I'm behind in the comments. I'm sorry. Y'all just bumping my gums. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay, we got you, Muna. Okay, I'm coming back to you. Okay, Muna. So, I'm coming back to that one. How do you like Bookshark? Is it teacher friendly? Yes. Okay, so I do have an announcement, and I hate to bury this like almost an hour into this live, but I'm going to put this in the community section. Next week, I am doing a curriculum review for, what do I do here? I am doing a curriculum review all week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Friday. I'm doing a curriculum review. I just don't know how I want to do it. If I want to do math on Monday, reading on writing on Tuesday. I haven't decided what I want to do, and I'm still working on the time. I don't know. I'll put a poll up. I'm thinking I have a block where the kids are in an online class, and then after the class, they have they kind of go into lunch. So it's really almost 2 hours. So I could do, it would be like a coffee chat kind of time, like morning, afternoon, or I could do it at like 5 o'clock each day. So I'll put a poll up to see how many of you guys can like make it, or at least just, pop in, because you can always catch the replay, but I will be live. Okay. I got my little Hue camera. Hopefully I can get it to work. So yeah, so I can easily do the curriculum. That's why I need to hurry and get off here, because I need to test this camera where I can do the live. I really want to give you curriculum reviews where, I mean, I'm about to do it up. Y'all know how I like to do my curriculum reviews. So yeah, so all next week I'm doing lives. I'll put a poll up this weekend with all the logistics. Yes, and Bookshark is definitely on there. Hey Mara, you're in California too. Well, hello, fellow Cali. Who is that? Oh, my kids have karate. Okay. Steph says, I just want to say thank you for your advice on easing up. I switched a few things up and now I have a happier kiddo. Homeschool win, baby. Huh? Hold on. I have a bell. Actually, I have a cowbell that I take to the football games, but I do have a crystal bell. Oh, I hope I didn't show all my stuff. That's the win. You know what? We need to start the shows with homeschool wins. Oh, y'all, did y'all see anything? Because my shorts are short. Homeschool wins. That is a homeschool win. And listen, nobody needs to know nothing about nothing that you're doing. Nobody needs to know nothing. That is a win. You ease it up. You don't feel any guilt. You revel in that. You own that. And you keep it moving. That is your mental. It's mental. When is it mental health? Mental health awareness. I think it's in January or February. I don't remember. It needs to be every month. Okay. We as moms, we take on too much stuff. Like, I know I'm real honest and practical. I really want to show you how effed up my office is right now, but I'm afraid I might show something that's embarrassing. It is when your house is a freaking tornado, earthquake, and hurricane all rolled into one. You are like that too. You mirror as within, as without, as above, so below. So when my place gets like that, I know I have to stop, drop. No, I'm kidding. I have to stop and reset. And I've had 6 sick kids this week. Changes, they changed. Actually, the football game was supposed to be going on right now. They changed it to yesterday. Just all this stuff. I had an eye appointment. Oh my Lord, I had an eye appointment. Do you know she tested me for reading glasses? I'm like, yeah, I ain't that old. So just all these changes. And then we as women, we're changing too. Look, I was doing this for about 2 months. Okay, iron. I take iron because I'm always anemic. I also do the Floridix, but sometimes I'm lazy and I just want to chew my iron. And I was doing this. And then I called my son. I said, what does that say? I said, well, goddamn, that's what my husband does. And he was way older than me. That's what my mama does. Because she calls me to say, baby, what does this say? I'm like, oh, mom, that says, no, 2 tablets, not 3, mommy. I'm my mom, y'all. So when I went to the eye doctor today, she pulled out this little drop down thing. It wasn't just the little eye chart. It was a little drop down thing. I said, oh, this is new. And she said, you never seen this before? I'm like, no, what is this? Oh, it's to check your reading for reading glasses. I was like, no, I can see. She says, that's not what this test says so far, looking at this results. So yeah, so we're all changing and we just have to ease up, because then we start missing out on little gems and jewels going on around us, right? So anyway, let me catch up on these comments. But yes, I am doing a book review a review on Bookshark. Ivy says, I just got hip to your channel and it is so appreciated, and I'm so happy to learn we have chosen the same profession. I homeschool my own children and my day-to-day business is homeschooling others. Thank you, Ivy. Thank you. And let me know if I'm saying that right. It looks like Ivory, but I'm sure it's Ivory. But correct me. If you have to write it phonetically, let me know. Also, for those of you who have other channels, I'm all for sharing the information. There is no, competitiveness in me. Because I'm like, the more I put out into the universe, the more I receive. So I'll try to give as much shine to other people and big them up. You have something coming up, a webinar, a retreat, or whatever. My whole ideal is get the information to the people who need to get the information. Okay. I don't do that petty stuff and like you have more followers or subscribers. I'm gonna hoard my information. I'm not like that. I'm so abundantly blessed and I want to share that with everyone. So Ivy, if you have a channel, I'll just do a quick screenshot because apparently I can't see. Let me just take a screenshot of that real quickly so I can just remember you. And I know that was probably ghetto, huh? Okay, yes. So thank you for stopping by. And y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The video's not over yet. But thank you so much for saying that. Kamika says, I had a meltdown a few days back. Time to reset. That's right. You revel in those meltdowns. And, you know, you have to melt down to be able to come back up, guys. You know, you can't just be a bubbling volcano for years, for months, for days. That volcano has got to erupt and all that lava has to come down and then it just slides into the ocean like La Palma right now. So that's not funny, but yeah, y'all, my son, they had a tournament, right? In Orange County. It was almost an hour's drive, a little bit less than an hour's drive. I asked my husband, I said, because I had two things going on. So, and then my son had a big game, like their biggest rival, which they beat them. There was so much going on. So my husband said, I'll make sure he's got everything ready for the trip because I was taking the boys down to Orange County. He was taking my other son across LA. So I said, okay, I don't have to think about it. He's going to take care of it. That was my first problem. Husband, I'll take care of it. So we're in the car. We're getting out the car in the parking garage at the hotel. And so I was like, okay, boys, go ahead and switch, get your geese on. So my middle son, the one that used to keep me on my knees, this is the son from the clouds of Mahalia Jackson. The one that used to keep me on my knees, my middle son, is the one is my saving grace. He's my sanity. He had everything ready to go. Child number one, he's like, Mom, do you have my belt? Mom, what do you mean do I have your belt? Like, I don't see my belt. I said, no, you have your belt because you and your dad went through all of your checklists for your bag last night. Because he went to a homecoming. See, then he went to a homecoming dance last night. So I said, oh, okay, so you want to dance and play and you want to be the grasshopper and not the ant. So you're going to have to figure something out when you get into the hotel. I'm not driving back to LA. So he, oh my God, face was all devastated. I'm not going to win anything because when you don't have your belt, that's like a major deduction. It can be. Y'all, okay, I got to do a group because I got to show you the footage. I got to show you how my two boys, I was so proud of them. They worked it out with the belt and it was amazing. Unfortunately, for one of their competitions, they were in different arenas and each of them was called first. This has never happened before. We've been doing competitions for 4 or 5 years. They were both called at the same time and my husband was in LA. And I was like, I didn't know. I was filming child number 2 and then I was like, is that child number 1 over there? So I was kind of looking. I was like, no, he's up already. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, Jay, hurry and finish. So then I ran over and I think I missed the first 20 seconds of my oldest one doing his performance. But I had a woosah. I kind of lost it. I had a failure for about 10% because when he saw my face, he was more afraid of me than the judges. And I thought he was really going to cry. My 15-year-old, I said, okay, take it in because he's got a whole day of performance. I don't want me to wreck his mind. So I said, you know what? You just figure it out. You go do your best. And he figured it out and he placed first and second. And the other one he didn't place because they took that deduction off. But the judge came up to him. I heard him and says, oh man, you had your belt. You would have been top 3. And he was competing against brown belt. So that made him feel better. But he learned his lesson. You know, you are responsible for you. There was no reason why his dad had to like make sure he had all of his stuff or whatever. So he learned that lesson. All right. Questions. Let me see. Muna asked about, well, hold on, let me get back here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I read that one. Kimika. Okay, Kimika, she had her meltdown. Good. Meltdowns are good. It helps build character. Homeschool wins. That's right. Don't worry about it. I just got my first pair of bifocals and I'm only 42. Oh, thank you for saying that, Crystal, because when she said I needed reading glasses, all I could remember was my mom with her glasses. And then at the bottom part was that big old magnifying glass. And I'm like, I can't do that. But glasses don't look like that anymore. And then my doctor said, don't worry, I'm a -9. No, she said she was a -9 when she was in her 20s. And now she's like, I think like a -16. So I was like, Star, I was like, is that the worst on record? She's like, no, I once had a patient who was a -20 something. I don't know. So I didn't feel bad. I'm like, okay, then I'm average then. I'm average. Okay, yes, you are. Thank you. Okay. Rachel, hey lady, what was the name of the fractions book you recommended a while back? I have a 4th grader needing extra help with fractions. Okay, so I think I listed a number of them. One of them is The Keys to Fractions. Let me see, do I have one over here? I'm also transitioning, bringing all of my curriculum up here, but I have to get rid of a lot of these books. So that way, when you guys ask me something, I can just grab it off the shelf. But here, let me just put it here. So it's The Keys to Fractions. They just focus on fractions and it's amazing. Let me pull that up for you. Keys to Fractions, and then I'll check on another one. Hopefully that's the one that you might remember. So let me see. So that's it, Rachel. The Keys to. Hope you can see that. It's yellow. The book is kind of like yellowish, if you can see that. All right. Mari says this has been my meltdown week as well. September was so good. Then October rolled in. I told you about that witchy month, and I could feel that meltdown building up. Time to breathe and reset. Absolutely. I'm telling you, I had lots of failures and losses this month. And I shouldn't say that because in my mind I was like, you know what? I know what's going on. I feel the matrix swirling around me. Just gotta remain calm. You just gotta remain calm and just know that it's okay to reset. You know, we have the luxury of resetting. Okay, so why keep just doing the same thing over and over again? You don't want to wallow in that. So do that reset. I don't care if it's a day, an hour, a week, however long you need. Okay, but have a plan with it. Okay, don't just do reset and then you get back to homeschooling and you really didn't reset anything. You just prolonged it. I mean, you just postponed the future meltdown that's going to come on again. So while you're resetting, make sure you're putting your little plan in. We need to do a video. We need to do a live. Where'd my pen go? We need to do a live on how to reset. What are you going to do during that crucial time? How to reset? Is it cleaning up your doggone house? Is it organizing all your curriculum in one place? Or if you're an unschooler, getting all your resources together? Because that's harder. It can be harder when you don't just have something to grab. It's sometimes it could be more work. Or if everything is child-led and your child is in a mood, how do you deal with that? So we just have to put those tools in place to figure out, when I do reset, what am I doing? Okay, based on if it's me, if it's just circumstances. Maybe you have in-laws staying with you, sick, someone that's sick that you're caring for. Depending on what the issue is, will determine how are you going to reset. Okay, because we don't want to reset and then 2 weeks later, like, I had no meltdown, I can't take. We're not doing that, sis. We're not doing that. All right. Crystal says, I had my 4th grader start on the keys to fractions. Yes, based on your recommendations. She really likes it so far. I have to tell her to stop. That is a win. That's a win. I love it. I love it, Crystal. And high five to your daughter or to your child. Yeah, your daughter for liking it and not wanting to stop, especially for math and especially for fractions. Fractions is by far one of the biggest potholes on your child's math journey. Those doggone fractions and those decimals will get you in that long division sometimes. So we caught up on the comments. I'm going to get out of here and love up on my babies because they're all home and we can have our Friday night movie. And my husband cleaned out the popcorn machine. It's starting to rust. We have that nostalgia big popcorn machine. We've had it for like 6 or 7 years. And the top, because all the steam from the popcorn, it started to rust. I'm like, I can't be poisoning my babies with this. No, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. But he cleaned it really well. It looked really, really nice. So I think he's going to put some kind of coating on it. Anyway, so the kids made some popcorn when they watched the Gulliver stories or travels. So we're going to have another batch of popcorn with all my babies because they're all home. I'm so over public school. He's happy, but I just want my baby at home so I can just revel in him before he moves out the house and goes on in life. All right, any more questions? Oh, this is what I want to tell y'all. Okay, Rachel says, awesome, thank you so much. Ivory says, I promise you this topic is right on time. Thank you. And I want to go more in depth with that because I like to bring you guys solutions and things that work for me and things that didn't work for me. Sometimes you might need to take one of these. Ask me why this is over here on my bedside and do an all-nighter and get your ish together. A lot of times that's how you avoid meltdowns. And I'm talking about myself because if you saw all the chaos here and how I was messing up my kids' flow because I didn't have my ish together. Well, I'm going to be up tonight. I'm going to hang out with my kids and my husband. And then I'm going to take this because I'm tired because y'all know I get up around 4:30 in the morning every morning against my will because that's what my body does. And I'm going to get my stuff together. There's no reason why I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why I got all these dishes in here? Why do I have all these mason jars in here if I'm not growing something? I'm not canning. Why are all these dishes in here? Wait, where am I gonna put this? I can't even put it on the floor because I got junk on the floor. So this don't make no doggone sense. So I got to get my together so I can be more productive, okay? So that's my Jedi mind trick. When my house is decluttered, my mind is decluttered. That's how I Jedi mind trick myself, okay? Like, if there are any men on here, leave. Y'all, look, I just got these. These are pads. They're activated charcoal pads because I'm on my cycle. And I love them so much. They're amazing. And so I got another batch. I did the first one, did a little trial. I liked it. And then I went and got some more. I know, y'all, this is too much. But they're all on the floor. Why are they not in the washing machine waiting to be washed and used? I got to go to bed tonight. Everybody was sick of my family. I'm reading this. Bookmarks everywhere. I got 12 more books down on the floor. It's too much. It's consuming so much information. So much information. What else? It just, why I got my seasonings up here. It's too much. And I know it. But I'm going to get it together tonight. Like, look. I'm detoxing tonight as well. Maybe I shouldn't do it tonight. I should do it tomorrow. This is a laxative. This is good, y'all. It's real gentle. I used to do the Senna tea, the little tea bags. My sister put me on this because she knows about that stuff. I'm gonna take it tonight. I'm gonna take it tonight because it's gentle. Just junk. Why I got all these? Just food everywhere. Just food. These are keto homemade cookies. You see how it's all crumbs? That tells you how long they've been sitting up here. I don't need all this stuff. But not tomorrow. I'm starting over. Okay, so I'm done with my meltdown. But y'all. Oh, and quickly, I'll save it for another video because we're already an hour. I know some people don't like that my videos are real long because they don't have time they love it, but they have to sit through and do like little segments of my videos. So, I'm going to try to, no, I'm not, I'm lying. I'm just going to talk. But if you're in California or you're interested in California literature or literature based around in California, I have some books for you. Because we're doing California history this year while things are kind of open. Governor. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Let me catch up on these comments and then I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, hold on. This is the all over the place show. Okay, so I am gonna put up a poll this weekend and ask what curriculum reviews you want to see. What's the most important ones for you? I know a lot of y'all are gonna say math and writing. I am gonna get grammar and history in there, but I want to do flip throughs. I got everything for you guys. They're all brand spanking new. All brand spanking new. Okay. All of that. Teacher's editions, everything. All of these that just came in. All of this stuff. I got writing, well-ordered mine. Someone was asking about the grammar. So I've been doing stuff behind the scenes, y'all. It's just slow coming. But so I'll be doing the walkthroughs for the student text and the teacher edition. Okay. All right. So I just made a bigger mess in here. I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. I'll put the poll up this weekend. And remember, next week, I will have every day, I'm going live with a review, a curriculum review. So I got a lot of stuff, y'all, a lot of stuff. And if there's something you want to see, put it in the comments and I'll be able to buy it. Because I gave myself a nice little budget because everything's a write-off. So I gave myself a nice little budget to some things I had missing pieces of, like math UC. I don't have, Right Start. I used to like Right Start. It's a lot of manipulatives. I don't have that stuff no more. Like the balance beam thing and whatever. So when I get to it, it's still the witching hour, the witching month. So I'll leave it at this, is that if you're feeling just not at your 100%, you don't always have to be at 100%. But if you're just feeling like blah, it's so okay to just stop. Just know a lot of homeschoolers are doing it. They just don't tell you. They just don't tell you. They're trying to put out a picture. Everything's all peachy keen. It's like those celebrities that they're always on Instagram and everything looks all perfect. And then they're divorcing like 6 months later. It's like, really? You've been married 3 years. So yeah, just take some of the things that they're doing with a grain of salt, unless they're just like, they do kind of show you like some honest peaks inside. I think for a number of them, not all, I think they feel that if you see their weaknesses or their failures, that you won't respect them as a homeschooler. And I feel the complete opposite. I don't really trust you unless I see flaws, because nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. I want to see your flaws. The bigger, the better. Okay. Now, I mean, too big, like, you taking kids behind the woodshed, but no, I want to see flaws and I want to see how you deal with them, because, I'm covered in them and I want to see how you're persevering. So that gives me encouragement and motivation to raise my game up. I always want to raise my game up. So, but if you got it going on like that, shoot, I want to raise my game up and learn from you, but just be honest about it. Okay. It's balance. It's balance, there are no extremes. Okay. So, okay, let me catch up on some of these comments and then I am out of here for real. My husband's name office looks like that. Okay. Oh, it's not yours. It's your husband's office. No, I'm kidding. My husband's office, you can't even see the floor. It's just full of papers. And the sad thing is some of those papers are like 10 years old. Like, can't you just like shred that and get rid of it? Crystal says, I use cloth pads too. What brand are these? Oh, so let me see. I don't think they say the name on here. Yeah, I don't think they say the name on here, but let me pull up my, and these are okay. If you go into Amazon and you put in cloth pads, activated charcoal, they will come up. But let me just pull up the name for you really quickly, because that's what I'll do for you. Let me pull up my order. Orders. Okay. Any more questions? Okay, I read that one. Oh, Ivy says, I use cloth pads too. They are so much better. They are. Okay, they are. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. Hold on, because it shows my real name and my address. So They are, okay. Hold on, let me get it to focus. Hold on, let me get it to focus. You see that? It is, where's the name? There it is. The name's right there. YIXING. But if you just put it's bamboo charcoal pads, it'll come up. I love them. Oh my gosh, my daughter is listening to and says, Mommy, she is your twin. Oh, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Hey guys, if you guys have channels, sometimes I try to remember to go visit your channels. And then I'm like, oh, let me go back on the live and look. And then I never do that. But if you guys have channels, just always leave them in I always look in my comments or in the community. Just put a link or whatever so I can check it out and subscribe and support you. And I am going to be reaching out eventually to a number of you that I've seen a lot to come on. I'm still working on, maybe setting up a Zoom so we can all kind of see each other and talk. So I have some things planned, but after the witching month is over, because I know what's going on. I'm not planning anything new for October. I know the deal. I'm not gonna play myself. Kamika says, I got to get my ish together because I have surgery November 1st. Girl, yes, you do. And the hubby is taking over for a few weeks. I would like to hear more about the online learning classes. Have a good night. Okay. Okay, so I'll put that in. I'm trying to think, should that be a poll? Online classes? Because we had a live where we were talking about a lot of online classes. We had a lot of Jules job. I actually took notes and wrote them down. So we do need to have a live where we talk about them. And that way you can start getting an idea of the cost, the teachers, if that's something you might be interested in. You can go check out the teachers, little page thing. But yeah, when you're having surgery, yeah, you got to make sure you got some food, prepped and ready to go. Clean the ugly bits of the house, just at least where you're gonna be, like the bathrooms, and your fresh linen. Just have everything near you. And then for the kids, go ahead and make your list of documentaries or movies. I love Evan Moore. If they're independent, I don't know if you have littles. If you have littles, get those busy boxes. I have a video on homeschooling with multiple ages. Get some little busy boxes with some cheap dollar store stuff so they can stay out your hair, and be like, I will not be here to help you, husband. I will not be here to help you. And just say that quietly every day. Whisper that into his ear at night. I will not be here to help you. I'm here to recover. So he knows for sure. He ain't getting no help from you. And don't you do anything, okay? Because we don't want you to, not have a full recovery, sis. So let us know how that goes. I hope you have a fast recovery from your surgery. Okay, so everyone, y'all send well wishes to Kamika. So November 1st, let me write that down too. We're gonna have to check on you, girl. Kamika, surgery, November 1st. Okay. All right. If anything, if you lying down in bed, just turn on the live and just listen. If you need to vent, that's why we need to do Zoom, so we can just vent. All right, Nicole says, love writing and rhetoric and well-ordered language. Game changers. I tell people to just do it. Yes, they are a great little pair together. And that will be, those reviews will be coming up real soon. Okay, let's see. Calvert review. Have you done this? I've not done Calvert. The only religious curriculum now, classical academic press, it is religious, but it's so minimal in here. It doesn't change the tone of the curriculum at all. I'm a secular homeschooler, very secular. I've used logical fallacies, which is a Christian-based curriculum for fallacies, and although I grew up as a Christian, but I'm open-minded enough to look at something and see the worth in it, and then to know that things that I might not agree with become talking points to explain to my children, so they have awareness of beliefs that don't align with their own, right? Or just different beliefs. So that's how for me, we build tolerance and empathy and appreciation for other people's viewpoints and belief systems. So, logical fallacies, you do have a lot of kind of scripture thrown throughout it. You can just skip over it if you wanted to, or read it. It wasn't like preachy or anything like that. Like in here, it's kind of like used as a historical text, like especially for book one. So I never got the feeling of, oh, this is too preachy, it's too Christian. Absolutely not. So, but for Calvert, I've not used it. I don't have a lot of religious curriculum. No. So, but I can get it. But no, I just haven't used it. Crystal says, thank you for your time and recommendations. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys when it helps you and you're finding value. That really makes it worth doing all of this. Okay. Well wishes, Kamika. Yes. Yes. So your surgery is coming up. So we want you to start getting yourself together and ready. Give yourself a countdown. The absolute things you need to do before, like, stop doing things like 2 or 3 days before surgery so you can just mentally get ready for the surgery. Have everything ready. So the last maybe 2 days, you don't have to worry about getting last minute stuff ready. And then you can just kind of woo-saw, into your surgery. Okay. And moonwalk, not moonwalk, but, your little Michael Jackson to your surgery. And then afterward and, come through. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. You're welcome, Ivory. And girl, I hope I'm saying your name right. I just see Ivory American. So thank you so much. Don't forget, if you need your daily plan checklist to keep you from having some of your meltdowns because you were not prepared or ready for your day, this is free. And it is in my description box below. As for you, just print those bad boys out and go on about your day. And that is it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video. It helps me in these YouTube streets so YouTube can promote my video out to more people, and then we can bring more people into our tribe. I thank you so much. You could be anywhere else on a Friday. I didn't even have a sip for my hall pass. You could be anywhere else on a Friday, but you're here with me and all your other fellow homeschoolers, and I thank you guys so much. I'm out of here. I'm going to go hang out with my young men and eat, and then, oh, wait, where's my 5-hour energy? Oh, Lord. Oh, here we go. And then I'm getting to work tonight. That's why, I would love to Zoom because I want to kind of clean up and then just like talk to y'all while I'm cleaning up. But I will be on this tonight. I'm on my grind tonight. So anyway, love you guys. I will see you next week, Monday through Friday. Get your notebook ready. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm going to have something for y'all on Monday. A little surprise. All right, guys. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay. 5 seconds and y'all have a last minute comment. 5 seconds. I have to write something down. If you got your comments, get them ready. All right. I got my little notes. All right. No more comments. Thank you, guys. All right. Good. Good night. Bye-bye.